Hello and welcome to this week's weekly psychic forecast for the week of the 24th to the 30th of January 2022. Here we are. This week I'm also going to be doing a separate love and romance reading for the week, so do look out for that one as well. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the week as a whole, do a bit of an overview, then we will look at the energy of each day individually, and we will end up with a weekly motivational card as well. And the timestamps will be below so that you can check back and check each day if you need to dip back in and listen to one of the days again. So you can always do that. Okay. I'll also be providing links of all the decks that I'm using if you're interested in getting hold of one of those for yourself. So there we go. Okay, so this week we're going to start with our first three cards. Same format as usual. I will be pulling three cards for each day and for the overview. So let's go from three different decks, as you can see. Right, so this week we have number 3, fertility. We have the Queen of Air. And our third card from the Fairy Oracle is healing. Really lovely. Really very feminine, very gentle energy coming through with these cards. Very, very interesting. Lots of blue, lots of green. Okay. So this week I'm very much getting an energy of collective healing, which is nice to see because we had that theme of possibility last week. There was a real possibility of healing breakthroughs or breakthroughs to do with health and well-being. And that energy is very powerful for healing on all levels, and it's back this week as well. So it could be healing on an emotional level, psychological, physical, spiritual. So that does mean that we will have the opportunity to actually make some new choices for ourselves. Because the things that hold us back most in life are actually unhealed wounds, and these can take the form of old thought patterns. You know, they can be anxiety, depression, things that show up that hold us back in that way. There can be physical ailments or illnesses that we struggle with that just never seem to go away, or they can just appear to be really bad luck, which can actually just be old karma showing up, or old thought patterns, or even ancestral karma. So you may be carrying something for your family line that you didn't realize that just doesn't belong, that you now have the chance to clear and actually get rid of. So there will be some great opportunities to make new decisions this week, to create new things and begin projects, or at least map them out. And we can have a good look at what's really going to serve us best this year. We've got to remember that as we move into the new energy and into 2022, the ways that we used to conduct our lives are going to be working less and less. It's just not going to work anymore. It's not going to mesh. So this week is actually a week of innovative thought and possibility. So there's going to be a lot going on. Make sure you've got a pen and a journal or a notebook or something with you all week, because you may be brimming with ideas. So on to Monday, and first off with Monday's energy, it's a bit of a strange one. Before I show you the cards, it's kind of got this feeling of being all dressed up with nowhere to go. So let's just take a look at the cards that we have. We have number 4, rest and rejuvenate. We have the King of Air. We have suffering in silence. And for Monday, I actually have a 4th card. We have 4 cards in total. We have journey. So it's quite a mixed bag of different cards here, different energies, and that can be quite confusing if you're not used to reading oracle cards, but it makes for a very interesting energy. So we might be feeling mentally ready on Monday to make a big change or to do something, but it feels like the timing is off. Something is not meshing, something's not working. So if possible, put off new projects, paperwork or plans for another day. By all means, dream about where you want to go in the future, visualize it, maybe even write down some plans or goals. But the energy on Monday isn't quite vibrant enough to really push us forwards. You know, some people might be able to do it, but for a lot of us, we won't be able to find the impetus to really get going. So I want to recommend a little bit of rest on Monday, if at all possible. The mind may be willing, but the flesh is tired, is quite a strong message coming through at the moment. So we've all been through a lot. You know, you may need some support from a counsellor, you may need a talk with a friend, or you may just need a really good cry. But the reminder comes through strongly that yes, you feel like you're ready and you want to make changes, but you may need a little bit of rest and recuperation before you can really push forwards. So don't keep your struggles to yourself. They will hold you back, and they just make everything harder, and that's unnecessary. So the advice is always to put the metaphorical bag of rocks down before you begin the new journey, and that reminder comes through very strongly on Monday. So let's take a look at Tuesday's cards. Back to 3 cards for Tuesday. So we have number 8, Power. We have the 5 of Water. And we have Divination. Again, very interesting blend of energies here. So when the way seems impossible, the soul can find a way through. Okay, so again, bit of a tricky energy on Tuesday, and you might be feeling a bit frustrated, like your path is blocked, or you can't begin your new life, or your new projects can't get going as soon as you want them to. But it's actually nothing to worry about. So try not to get bogged down in any sort of negative thinking, and remember that Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, yes, there may be research you have to do or steps you need to take in order to make certain things happen, but your soul always knows the way. There's always this wisdom guiding you no matter what, so try not to worry too much. There's a strong reminder here to check in with your higher wisdom, either through prayer, meditation, spiritual practice. If you've been meaning to pick up that pack of tarot cards or oracle cards, today is the day to do it. Your intention is what makes things happen. But the ego mind, this is the kind of what the Buddhists call the monkey mind. It's the conscious mind that we're aware of, the one that tells us what to do all the time. It loves to tell us that nothing's going to work. It loves to be a real downer, to be really negative. And it's never the part of us that actually creates or innovates. Innovation and inspiration comes from the heart, and it comes from our higher wisdom. And it's really useful to remember that when you want to get going on something new, or move forwards with new plans, or even to find new and original solutions to problems that you might be facing. So if you get stuck today, don't give up, go inside instead, because that's where you're going to find the answers, not up here. Okay, so let's take a look at Wednesday. Right. Okay, our first card is Intuition, number 2. We have another 2, the 2 of Fire. And we have Magical Blessings. Really, really lovely cards, actually. Very interesting day on Wednesday. And Wednesday actually has something of a magical feel to it, to be honest. And again, there is a reminder to check in with your higher wisdom and, perhaps work on your psychic ability today, or work with your guides if that's something that you do or want to do. There's no time like the present to start if that's something you've been meaning to do. Wednesday has a real potential of unexpected blessings or positive change, but you will need to be in the right frame of mind to recognize the miracles when they arrive, and that is the key point here. The universe is always trying to bring you things, and it will bring you many blessings, but you have to be able to recognize them, first of all, and secondly, act on them when they arrive. So the law of attraction can only bring you the opportunity. It can't make you take it. Okay, so I can't stress that enough. It will bring the opportunity, it can't make you take it. So look out for that intuitive nudge on Wednesday and see where that takes you, because that could be really quite exciting, could open up something quite unexpected or really wonderful for you there. So good stuff. Thursday, let's take a look at the cards. Okay, we have number 1, Awareness. We have the Knight of Earth. And we have Wait for Winter. Okay, we're not going to take this one too literally. As I always say to my students when we're learning oracle cards, it doesn't necessarily mean exactly what's on the card. So let's take a look at what that actually means for us all this week. So the message that I have for you for Thursday is that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. And I'm reminded, looking at today's cards, of the saying that it's a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, so many of us do get discouraged if we don't get results quickly enough, or as quickly as we think we should be getting them, or whether it's to do with career, a new hobby, a project, even making YouTube videos. But the reminder comes through very strongly today that commitment is the key, and that beginning strong is just the first step of the journey. You have to keep going or you won't get anywhere. So if you feel frustrated or like you want to give up on a job, a relationship, or a new project today, just remind yourself that some things do take time, and that the results are usually worth the effort. Plus, the journey is actually the point of this lifetime. It's the part where we learn, where we explore and enjoy ourselves. And if you could actually achieve anything with just the click of the fingers, would it really be as meaningful? Would it be as satisfying? Probably not. So get ready to dig in if you want to reach your goals. Okay, Friday. Let's have a look at our cards. On Friday we have Love Begins. Always like to see that one. That's a number 1 card. We have the 5 of Air. And we have Protection. Okay. Again, an interesting blend of energies there. So Friday's energy is one of remembering past lessons and learning from them, particularly in romantic relationships, but this lesson could show up in any part of your life on Friday, or this reminder could be coming through. So a situation could feel like deja vu today, but you've got to remember that you are not the same person as when you faced this previously. So if you've got the same lesson coming up again, you're not the same person as you were last time. You're stronger, you're older, you're wiser, and you will not have the same outcome as you had before, particularly if previously things went wrong for you or you had an unhappy or a difficult time. There is nothing to fear. There is a lot of protection around on Friday from the etheric realms. So if you need to, you can reach out to the fairies, to your angels, to your spirit guides, or whoever you work with if you're feeling lost or unsure as to why you may be faced with the same lesson again. And sometimes it's simply that we find ourselves back in the same position again, just so that we can finish that lesson off. So sometimes an issue comes up one last time, so it can be cleared for good, and then we can move on to the next chapter of learning, of soul learning on our soul's path. So don't worry, take your courage with both hands and stand firm in the face of adversity if you do find yourself facing an old challenge today. And just know that you can get through anything. You can get through any challenges today. You're very much protected and supported. So let's take a look at Saturday. Here we have Saturday's cards. We have Authority, number 4. We have another 4, the 4 of Air, and we have Magical Gateway. Now that's an interesting thing to see. I like this one. Okay. Saturday. So interestingly, in some ways, the message for Saturday is almost a repeat performance of Monday's message. That sometimes the need to rest and take care of your body, your emotional, spiritual, or psychological needs has to trump all else. We are unlimited beings, but we are having a lifetime as very limited human beings right now. And I think it's easy to forget that. It's easy to forget that we are not invulnerable and we can't just push ourselves too hard or for too long. Because there's always a part of us that wants to do that, you know, kind of remembers, I should be able to do that, I should be able to do more. But we are in these limited physical bodies right now. So on Saturday, try and take some rest. Try and take a proper restful break if you can. Pay attention to any warning signs on Saturday as well. And that could be your back starting to play up. It could be an old injury that's twinging a little bit. It could be a warning light coming on in the car. You know, you might get pulled over by the police for speeding. There may be a little bit of a warning from an authority or something like that. Or a friend telling you that they're worried you're overdoing it. So try not to overdo it today. And even if you're really excited for the future or you want to push forwards with something new that you're passionate about, you've got some new project or idea, remember that you have to lay the groundwork before you can build a house. And your body and your well-being is the foundation for everything else in your life. Okay, so don't neglect it, or that house could come tumbling down in the future. So really pay attention and see if there's a place that you need to be looking at with regards to your health or your well-being, or something that you need to slow down, take a rest, and make sure it's all in order. You know, maybe book in with the doctor or the chiropractor if you need to. Okay, let's take a look at Sunday. So, really like Sunday's cards. There we go. 8, accelerated motion. That's always fun when this one shows up. 10 of water. And tree wisdom, which I think we had last weekend as well. It definitely showed up last week. I forget which day, but she's here again. She's here again. The trees haven't finished with us yet, apparently. So Sunday comes in with a real rush of positive energy, and I think this could be a really lovely day for lots of us. Has a very relaxed feel to it. There's a possibility of going outdoors that will be beckoning for some. And again, the nature spirits are trying to lead the way and remind us that the best way to ground our energy, get out out of our heads and back into our bodies is actually to get our hands in the soil, in the dirt. So it could be a good day for gardening or just walking in the woods if that's an option for you and you're not waist high in snow right now. If you are, I apologize. If not, it does look like a lovely day to snuggle up and watch a good old movie with loved ones or with family, or enjoy a good book. It does feel like there's a lot of less stress this Sunday than many previous Sundays. This is a very, very relaxing Sunday that we haven't had for some time now. And it feels like a lot of people will be taking kind of a big collective sigh of relief about something for some reason or another. There's a reason that we can relax, that we can let go, and we can feel a little bit better about ourselves. So it is a really lovely, restful Sunday. So do enjoy that day. Okay, so lastly, we come to our motivational card, which staying on this week's theme, actually, which I love, which is actually new beginnings. Okay, really beautiful fairy card that I've pulled for you this week. It's that lovely little beautiful baby here in the angelic looking fairy standing over her. So new beginnings is really such a strong theme this week. We may face some difficult reminders that you can't just rush forwards and make things happen in an instant. And that can be a little bit demoralizing when you're excited about something and really, really keen to get going. So the fairies really want to remind us this week that beginnings can be hard. They can be painful and testing, like giving birth to a baby or carrying one for 9 months. But it's oh so worth it. So sometimes you have to push through that pain barrier to reach your goal. But remember, if you don't try, if you don't put yourself to that test, you'll never succeed. So what do you really have to lose? You'll either win or you'll learn. Okay, so that wraps up this week's weekly forecast. Thank you very much for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you can leave me a like and subscribe to the channel, maybe a lovely comment if you have something to add. I have put links below to all the card decks that I've used for this reading if you want to check those out and have a look, maybe get one of those for yourself, and I will see you again soon. Have a great week.